So yesterday, decided to finally bust out my fishtails project, and spent a couple hours on it yesterday, just kind of investigating and exploring and seeing what I actually had and condition of everything. And really excited to have this game. This side of the cabinet has some fade. Like, look at this fish. You compare that fish to the other side, and you can see how much fade there is on that side. But this side is pretty good overall. So a little bit of dingage going on over there, but I'm pretty happy with the cabinet condition overall. The front is pretty nice. Like, look at that. Very vibrant reds. I can definitely live with that. And then I thoroughly investigated inside the cabinet, always looking for evidence and indication of what's been going on with the machine. And for the most part, if you go through the machine every square inch, you can pretty much determine where every part and piece came from. You probably won't be able to determine where this nut came from, but you know, I found some lock washers in here, and I discovered that where they belonged, 1 cent. I mean, come on. Sometimes I find $2 or even 50 cents, but this one, only 1 penny. I did discover the tilt bob was way in the back, and so that was cool to find that, install that, and adjust it, and that's all good to go now. See, like, there's a diode and a fuse. Oh, I'm throwing the diode. I don't know what that's from yet. Fuse, don't know either, but oh, look, this was the back of the cabinet. I'm going to try and glue that back on because I've got a hole right there. I don't know that I'll put the latch back on because it'll never hold, but at least cosmetically, if I glue that piece back on, remove the latch, touch it up, I can make it look really pretty. And you can stick 2 head bolts in the head, so you don't really need the extra latch. So I might do that, probably will. And the majority of time I spent yesterday was rebuilding the flippers, because everything was kind of playing for the most part, but the flippers were just garbage. So they've got new crank, plunger, link assemblies, new coil sleeves, new coil stops, and then the lock washers that I found were supposed to be on these 4 Allen screws, and only one had the lock washer left. So when somebody was tinkering around with the flippers at one point, they probably just dropped the lock washers and never put them back on. So that's back to happy. And cleaned the end of stroke switches and adjusted them. Cleaned the crap out of the lightning flippers, which is nice to have the original. Some people like to go with the full-length flippers, but I like the lightning flippers. Actually, I don't even think I've owned a game with lightning flippers until now, so it'll be fun to mess with them. But the old parts were in pretty rough shape. Like, there was so much play in the bushing. No, not that one. I think the guy probably forgot to put the bushing in the link on the when he kind of tried to attempt to rebuild. Like, look at the play in this. Like, that should not be like that. And then the old owner had tried to repair a coil. Looks like the end plastic broke off, and it was kind of glued back on, and it was an attempt, but that's all remedied now. Yeah, the old rubbers, new sleeves. Yeah, so let's take a quick peek at the playfield. Did I do anything else? Yeah, I just installed a new lock, rebuilt the flippers, installed the CPU that my buddy fixed for me. That came out of my whitewater. He fixed that for me about 6 months ago, and I finally stuck it into fishtails, and it seems to be working. So let me just close the playfield here. And this is what we got going on here. So I cleaned up these flippers. Turned out real nice. I love the green flipper rubbers I stuck on there. So now the flippers are awesome. I just got to match the rest of the machine with it. So all in all, the fishies are in good shape. I'm pretty happy with the condition. I actually have a second fishtails in storage. And I wasn't sure which one I wanted to keep. I thought it was going to be the one in storage, but I went and looked at it today. And this is going to be the keeper. But here's what we got going on here. I'm sure this is common to fishtails. This plastic is broken. This one on this side, that is broken. The center boat, it's a little chip out of there. Both the slingshots are shot. You see the washers there to try and hold them on. And then the most interesting find thus far is this plastic. Look, there's a bit of, I don't know what you call that. I forget the name of that shit, but somebody added that. I'm guessing to prevent the ball from jumping in there. But I knew that was obviously some weird hack, but it took me a while to realize what they did exactly. Do you see it? This whole plastic is on backwards. The writing should be at the front. That should be swung around 180 degrees. And that's because it's broken here. And that originally would have covered this area and done what this is now doing. So I've got basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 broken plastics. And CPR apparently is not making plastic sets, which surprised me. I talked to them today, and there are plastic sets out there. I'm not sure who's making them though. Oh, the other thing I did was this lift channel. I replaced that. It was a bit of a pain because you got to get it just right, and the old holes didn't line up very well, so I basically had to drill new holes and find new spots in the wood. You can't really see too well because you don't want to drill into the existing holes or right next to them. It just wouldn't work very well. So finally got that in there. That actually took a little bit, but I happen to have one piece of glass channel in stock. And by in stock, I mean in my pile of random crap. So that was lucky and cool. So yeah, I've done investigating in the cabinet. There's no other goodies back here. I don't see anything else. I think I see the piece of the boat plastic maybe. What do we got? Who knows? I'll vacuum that out. But yeah, I had to drill some new holes and made a big mess of the playfield. But I was playing it even with sawdust all over the place because I had to. But I think today is strip down the machine day. But I didn't want to be waiting on plastics and buying a whole set for $300 if I didn't have to. I thought maybe I'd just try and find somebody with some extra plastics. But I thought I would go to the storage unit and investigate my other machine. Let's have a sip of Diet Coke. Just because I knew there might have been something in that cabinet. I didn't know what, but I remember when I bought it, there was some goodies in there, and I thought, hey, maybe there's some extra plastics. Well, I got a little bit lucky. I found all kinds of goodies in the machine in storage. Very nice looking manual. I found, very at the back bottom of the cabinet, Fishtails, what is this, WPC 95 or 89 CPU with the ROM. I mean, it looks to be in good shape. I don't know why it's in there, or was in there, but that is sweet to have that extra. I mean, you can see maybe a tiny bit of corrosion. I don't know. I think it's a real nice shape. But I hit the jackpot. Look at this. I found all kinds of good stuff. I mean, I'm not going to use this decal, but that's really cool. That's good quality vinyl. And then extra fish decals and insert decals. This is going on immediately for my keychain. Boom. Promotional plastic. That's awesome. That's going on my wall. I got, look at this, slingshot plastics with plastic protectors. And the left and right side of the boat with plastic protectors. The boat, plastic, used, but that's okay, with plastic protector. Also, some additional ones for the ramp. Oh yeah, speaking of ramp, boom, found an entire ramp with the ramp flap. That's pretty sweet. And some light bulbs. Also found another Fishtails manual with some writing on it. And another Fishtails manual with some more notes. Because you want to know that the NTE 5638 transistors are 8 amp and that the NTE 5637s are 10. So now I know. Hey, look at this. There's some more notes. CPU. Oh, it's like bookmarks. Switch locations. Organized. Very organized. I like it. Okay. And then there is this envelope. I don't think there's going to be much in here, but I haven't looked in here yet. Let's see what we got. Some miscellaneous notes that would originally come with the machine. Some extra score cards. Oh, custom Fishtails apron card. I know that there's better ones out there, so I won't be using that. But schematic manual amendment. Interesting. What is that for? Transformer. I also have decal for the topper. If you buy a new dome, it does not have that on the new dome, so you got to install that. And I think that's about it. I've got some mylar for the slings, but I'm not going to be using that. And yeah, so that was quite the find. I'll use everything I need. So I basically just need to order that one backwards plastic, and I think I have everything else I need for the most part right now that I know of to tear this bad boy down and hopefully not be waiting too long on parts. So that is where this project lies for now.